very much. I'll certainly not put the blame on Adam. I'll take responsibility myself, especially with social media. How involved can you truly be, both offline and online? We all desire change. We all desire development. We all desire things to work right. We all have platforms around us that we can lend a voice to drive change. There is a new platform on board. Everybody's talking about it. If you're not using it, people would assume that you've not started. But then they would forget as well that Walmart would not have been where it is today if the founder had an email. Who knows the story? That will be an assignment, so you take responsibility and go home and do it. Alright. How involved can you truly be? The defining word there is truly be with social media. We are all quick to sit at home in the comfort of our living rooms or our bedrooms or even our toilets, wherever we are able to take those little gadgets to. Under not desperate at this point, under the comfortable flow of anonymity, and lend our voice to salient issues, to issues that affect us, that affect everybody, using our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram. We are all quick to do this. There is no regulation. It's freedom of expression, everybody insists. But then, we're also all quick not to define the line, the very, very thin line that exists between freedom of expression and hate speech. So let's talk about hate speech for a moment. We all use our social media platforms and we all share these amazing stories that come to us, either to us directly or that people send our way, probably as a BlackBerry message. And then we all pick to just copy, paste, and push it out without making any extra efforts to confirm the authenticity of this message. Don't drink that bottle of water called you. If you drink it, you will die. And we all send it out. Have you ever seen a bottle of water called you in Abuja before? Yes, no? This, that would happen if you do not pass this thread along to 10 more people. And we are all quickly to give it to our peers and just copy, paste, and then click send. How involved can we be? Are we going to keep on using the ease that this platform affords us to keep misleading people, especially in matters that are of no consequence? What is happening in the Northeast? Is it not a concern to us? But oh, we don't have people there. We hardly know anybody in Yobe State. Neither do we know anybody in Borno State. So it can as well be their problem, not our problem. But you see the stories on social media. What do you do with the stories you read? Do you just hiss and say, oh God, help us? God gave somebody the inspiration and the wisdom to come up with a platform called social media that had afforded you an opportunity to see the kind of atrocity that is happening in the Northeast. So it is now left for you to read this and deliberately decide to take an action, one person at a time, that can enable change to come in the Northeast. It is not a platform for us to now pass the ball and say, no, this is APC, no, this is PDP, no, this is not, no, this is South. No. This is a situation where 49 boys were killed. Do we wait for the how did my brother put it again? Is it eagle to come home to roost? Was it eagle he used? Do we wait for that time to come for it to happen right here at Regent, then we'll take responsibility. Then we can become involved. No, we are all not policymakers. No, we cannot all be in government. But I have a story for you. I have good news for you. We are all active citizens. And no, I don't mean activists. We are all active, participating citizens of this country called Nigeria. And we all have access to this platform called social media. So how involved can we truly get in matters that touch our hearts using this platform called social media? Yes, it's somewhere we go to hang out, have fun, relax, read at jokes by Akos and Alibaba and co. But it goes way beyond that. Even our traditional media, they've allowed the new media and the social media to shape their own narrative. So what that means is that they are beginning to trust the non-regulated environment called social media to lead them to tell us about what is happening in our society. That means they have taken note. But guess what? Who are the people that feed these platforms with the content that it drives them? It is you, it is I. So we have to become more involved. We have to show more decorum. We have to show more wisdom in the things we share on these platforms. And also, if the time comes for a call to move from an ordinary, regular online interaction to an offline engagement, we should also be in the lead. The same way we are quick to copy, paste, and send should be the same way we should all come out to vote when it is time for an election. The same way we are quick to quickly go through the timeline, our timelines to know what was the election results, probably in AMA, in the last FCT council election, should have been the same way that we, the residents of FCT, should have dusted our voters' registration cards wherever we kept them and go to queue and exercise our franchise. I was opportune to be a member, of the election an election observer in the last FCT elections, council elections. And guess what? I did not see well-dressed men like me and you. I saw market cleaning. I saw wheelbarrow pushes. I saw gala vendors. Those were the people that were under the sun. But here's another thing. Majority of them were not there because they wanted to just exercise their franchise and then seek change. They wanted their vote to count. No. Majority of them were there because they got a sack of rice in 94. Majority of them were there because they got 10, 5, 6 loaves of bread early in the morning from politicians. So that is why they were able to come and sit down under the sun to exercise their franchise. But we all talk about these things. Our votes don't count. We all talk about it on social media. We all scream loud, talking about things, voter sensitization and all that. We all scream loud, oh, the election was a fraud. Oh, we all scream loud, oh, they rigged it. How do you know this if you are not in the field to know that this and this or this and that actually happened? I put it to all of us today that social media is a platform that drives on the social component of it. And that social component is you and I. Is what we feed in there that will determine the narrative for the next set of people reading it. Now let me draw it closer home. A few months ago, a popular comedian posted something. Apparently he had a live show where he talked ill about the African woman, trying to tell the African woman that when she gets raped, it's as a result of her giving the African brother tough time. The African brother might have taken her out for dates 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And then on the 9th time that he's expecting his pay, and she says, no, I'm not ready. The comedian was trying to tell the brother, you're free to tear her clothes. You've invested a lot already. And it was a joke. And he foolishly saw that people laughed. And he came, he typed it, he edited it, and he posted it on Facebook. And then came the backlash. Some women said, no, it is no more a joke. Yes, we paid to watch you at O2 Arena in London, and we all laughed over this. But for you to come back home and put it in our face, it is wrong. But guess what? There were more likes than there were comments on that particular post. So people thought he was making sense. But that's not where I'm going to. Where I'm going to is that myself and a lot of other women, and even men, God bless you brothers, were also there to say, no, this is wrong. Yes, we know social media is a platform for fun, comedy, entertainment, but you have to draw the line. You don't talk down on African women like that. Rape is not a joke. To cut the long story short, he apologized and he deleted his post. So now that's one power that social media can proffer. Yeah, we can all laugh about this. If he comes here and tells us this joke, we all go home and we forget it. But the web never forgets. The web never forgets. And we have to know this and let it drive us. Even in our own individual conversation online, let us converse in such a way that if you have a child here and your child goes to your timeline, your child will not be mistaken to think that this parent offline is different from the parent I'm seeing online. What you tell your child at home should be similar to the things you also share online. My son is 9, he's 10, sorry. He just turned 10 last month. His best friend, Atiku, is 10 as well, and he just opened the Twitter account. And suddenly my son is telling me, Mommy, Atiku has opened the Twitter account, I need my own too. And I said, no, I don't know if he has gone behind me to open though. But as of now, let me assume he has not. But then what if finally he does, and all he sees his mother do there is to post and nude pictures? How would that sound? How would that look? Can you even begin to imagine it? So how involved can we be with social media? Can our voice, can our content, the content we have inside as a person, transform on the platform and become a better content delivery platform for us? You know, one thing about having quality content as an individual is that when you have that, the microphone becomes a bonus. Any platform you find yourself willing to share updates becomes a bonus. It becomes a bonus because more people are now open to listening to you, to get value added to their life from your conversation, or to laugh about your same jokes. How involved? Okay, the Black History Month, let me try and relate that. We all know Rosa Parks, my big sister. Rosa Parks refused to stand up. Probably she had a newspaper because that was the media platform of choice back in those days. So all she did was to sit down. I don't know if she had a newspaper. And she sat down tight. And before you know it, the story commenced from there. But now let's bring Rosa Parks back to this moment. Let's assume that she crossed the line and went to sit down, and she had her BlackBerry, not the old ones, the modern ones. So no, let's scrap that. She had an iPhone on her hand. And then the conductor is yelling, "Hey!" I don't know if I'm supposed to use that N-word. Would you move out of there? What would she do? Probably she would just tweet, yelling things. And then what would happen after that? Maybe the conductor would snatch her phone and then break it into pieces or whatever. But what I'm trying to do here is that we have this comfortability that we drive that comes naturally to us because we have access to social media. So what I'm trying to put to us today is that we should find a way to use this platform in such a way that, yes, we are comfortable. Yes, we can be able to afford our internet bills. But there are people at the far end of nowhere that does not have access to internet. You can be their voice. That's what I'm trying to say. You can be the voice of those innocent boys that have been killed over nothing. You can be their voice. You don't need to sigh and say, oh, what is all this? It goes way beyond that. You can spark up a conversation with people you meet. You don't know who you're talking with that could drive change, that could instill change. How involved are we with social media? I'll wrap up by saying this. People claim that without social media you're nothing, but I want to paraphrase that. Even if you have social media and you don't have the right content to drop on that platform, you're still nothing. Thank you.